This kitchen here is going to be replaced with a whole new high gloss kitchen. As you can see, this one is quite dated. The whole thing including appliances, new boiler, all integrated appliances. The whole kitchen will be, we're going to take this kitchen out now and we'll show you how to measure up for your new kitchen when we're finished this particular exercise here. So come back to us in a while and we'll show you the bare walls after the kitchen and tiles have been taken off from this kitchen here. Measuring your walls for your kitchen is very important. You must always remember that when you're measuring the wall, measure it in three areas. One at the top, and here we have 117, and if we move on down, we'll get to the middle, and the middle here is 117.5, so there's a half an inch in the difference there. Not an awful lot, but it's very important that it's done. And then we move down to the bottom, and then the bottom measurement here is 118. So between the top and the bottom there's an inch, which is 25 millimeters in the difference. So always remember to measure top, middle and bottom when you're doing measurements for your kitchen wall for your units. And also when you come into your kitchen, you may come across things like this, columns in the walls. So what you want to do is you measure an area where the units are going to sit. Here we have 158 millimeters, and then at the bottom here we have 157 millimeters, and then the units may go to the top of the wall, and again we have 158 millimeters. So there's a centimeter in the difference there. So it's important that you know that, recognise it, and allow the appropriate action, whether it's to leave more of a filler space or to keep the units just a centimetre off the wall, whichever you want. And also when you get to the column, make sure to measure your column outwards. This one here is 200 millimeters out from the wall, and it's 260 wide, but give that about 270. Allow 5 on either side of the column for space. And again on the opposite side it's only 190. So it's important to have all these figures correct when you're measuring for your kitchen units, because if they're wrong, well, their units won't fit comfortably. Allow more for filler rather than try to squeeze a unit in. That would be a rule of thumb to use. So come back to us later and we'll show you when the units start being filled how we're getting on. You can source your electrician on Kitchenfitters.ie. Go to our tradesmen section. All our electricians are fully qualified and are recognised by their relevant bodies. Although they don't work for Kitchenfitters.ie, if they have a Kitchenfitters.ie card, well then you can take it that they're recommended by us. It's important that your electrics are right, and this job here will be second fixed after the walls have been plastered and the kitchen has been fitted. And it works like cooker switches, sockets, on the counter lights. These are all jobs that can be carried out by the electricians who work for Kitchenfitters.ie. In installing your units, it's important that all your levels are checked. All the units should be level and fixed well to the back wall. Some people would use battens on the wall. As you can see here, there's a batten there on the wall there which we're using, and the sink will go in this particular place here. But as I say, most people, again, batten the units to the wall. Don't just stand them on their legs. Level up your legs at about 150 millimeters each, and then check your levels again thoroughly, because you want your worktop to sit properly. And again, as you can see, if we move on up this end, the worktop is in place on this kitchen here, and in the progress that we're making here, we're going to be, the second piece of worktop that's needed, we will be cutting out the sink unit, and also on the piece that's already in position, we will place the fibre gas hob on there. So as you can see, the kitchen is starting to come together, and we'll come back to you and show you some more as the kitchen progresses. Again, there's a new boiler unit in here which was installed the day before the kitchen went in, which is ideal if you can get your gas man to do any gas works or plumbing works. As you can see at the back of this sink unit here, the plumbing is already in place and it's ready to go. So when the kitchen sink goes into this unit, it will be easier for the plumber then to connect up the tap and the sink and all of the wastes, and he has already done that today, or yesterday, sorry, to get ahead. So there are things you have to keep in mind when you're looking after your own kitchen makeover project. Come back to us and see the end result. Yes, plumbing is a very important part of your kitchen makeover. It's ideal if you have your plumber in when your old kitchen has been taken out. As you can see here, we're looking into the sink unit of this kitchen where we're fitting here. And as you can see, all the plumbing is in place, the water pipes are in place and the waste is in place. And again, if you have problems with the likes of boilers, this boiler was fitted the day before we start fitting this kitchen, which is ideal because then the units fit around it. These are things that you need to allow for when you're planning your kitchen makeover. And the same with your electrics or your plastering or your tiling, whatever. Just make sure everybody's explained to what they're doing and what days they're expected to come in and play their part in your kitchen makeover. So as you can see, plumbing and tiling, and these are all the items that you need to get done for your kitchen makeover.